Ladies and gentlemen, woo! Welcome to Optimal Self Live. Hope you guys are having an incredible day. I hope you guys are enjoying your week. Here we are approaching, a couple days left before another weekend approaches. And so, welcome back or welcome to Optimal Self Live. If it's welcome back, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being part of this community. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting and just being the amazing self that you are. And those of you who it's first time, well, welcome to. And what these are simple conversations. They're going to last anywhere from 5, 7, 8 minutes. And the idea is to bring something to the forefront, bring some kind of actionable item, some type of word, quote, or thought of the day that can lead us to our optimal selves, that can help us become the best version of ourselves, right? And the idea is that this community is going to stand by each other in no judgment. It's a safe environment to be able to learn and grow and ultimately, truly become the best version of you. Okay? And so, what I want to do today, or what we're going to discuss, I should say, is a term and a word is action. And what does that mean? Specifically, when I say action to you today, what I want you guys to think about is this. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you are or want to become. So, in other words, every action you take, everything that you're building as far as the person that you want to be, the human that you want to walk this earth from this point forward, from right now moving forward. And I know there's a little exercise. It's a little morbid, right? But it's one of those things where it's like, imagine yourself, right? And you've passed, and there's somebody up there speaking about you. What do you want them to say? How would they describe you? Better yet, how do you want them to describe you? Can you go down that road? And then, whatever that want is, are you living today? Are you living your life that way? Are you embodying that person? That's what they would say. And if the answer is no, then you just started doing it, right? But if the answer is yes, what else can I do? And how can I live to my optimal self so that I can inspire and encourage others to live to theirs, right? So remember, every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you are or want to become. Now, listen, no single action will transform your beliefs. None, not one. But as the votes build up, the more you take that action, the more those votes build. The more you take that action, the more those votes build. And so the evidence of your identity starts to live inside of us. So think about that process for a second. The actions I start to take on a regular basis are little votes, little tiny votes inside of us that start to add up. And then every time I take an action, I get another vote. Every time I take an action, I get another vote. And it slowly builds the evidence, and it slowly builds the belief in us of the identity in the person that we want to be or the person that we are. Because then I start to embody it, right? So this is why it is so important that every action you take for yourself, you take in your life, is crucial, because they cast repeated votes over and over, repeated votes over and over of the type of person you believe you are. So what is it? What can we start doing now, right? I want you to envision that person. I want you to see who you can be. I want you to see this incredible human, this incredible person that is changing lives, that is helping people through these tough times, that they can look at you and go, man, I want to be her. Man, I want to be him. Man, I want to think like she does. I want to be like she does, right? Because that's a huge thing in this world right now. People are constantly watching, but they're watching your actions. And you know who's really watching your actions? inside of you. Every single cell, every single piece of you is watching your own actions. You can try to fool yourself, right? You can be a smoker or whatever those e-cigarette things are now, whatever the cool thing is to do, right? Knowing that it's killing you, knowing that it's something that you don't want to do. And you can walk around and say, "Yeah, no, I quit. I quit." And then sneak off around the corner and get your little puff. Guess what? You're only creating this worse identity for yourself. This is a true story. This is the truth to you. I'm telling you right now. You're better off admitting that you're doing it to everyone and stand there and do it in front of everyone than you are lying and hiding around the corner. Even though it may, you think, oh, at least I'm getting over on them. But the truth is, you're burying yourself. You're way better off being brutally honest with some of those bad habits, right? Be brutally honest with yourself. Don't fool yourself because yourself knows. You can try to say, oh, and yeah, I'm going to quit. I'm going to tell them now, so then I'm going to quit. I'm going to tell them now. It doesn't work that way. You've got to commit because every single action is a vote to the person you're going to become or the person that you are. Think about that. So let's start to choose actions. Let's start to choose things that are true to who I am, true to the person, true to the goals and ambitions that I want out of this life. Because it's all right there in front of you. It's all right there at your fingertips to hold on to grab onto, and to be able to take your life to whatever level you want. Because remember, when I say the term and when I say this brand of optimal self, it's not a business in a box. It's not a life in a box. It's not we all do the same things. That's not true. Your optimal self is different than mine. It's different than hers. It's different than his. It's all different. What we're trying to accomplish, though, is you at your full potential, is you to the best version of you. That's what this is. Figuring out what that looks like and taking on those actions, taking on those beliefs, taking on those habits so that those results that I truly want in my life can come to fruition. That there's a possibility that I get to live this amazing life. And it's all right there for you. It's literally at your fingertips. You got this. I promise. You got this. We're here to support you. We're here to love on you. We're here to care for you no matter what. Because guess what? We're going to slip and fall. Guess what? We're going to make mistakes. Guess what? We're going to make a bad choice. You and me both, right? You and me both. But you know what? With this community, if we build this the way that it can be done, that we'll support one another and we'll reach back and grab them. So I want you to think about this. I want you to be able to live and focus on the actions and the identity and the habits that take you to the best version of you. And guess what? As your levels start to rise, as your life starts to get better, as you start to have more energy, as you start to feel better, your skin looks better, all the things that happen when you start to hydrate and move, when you start to fill your mind with positivity, when you start to read and take on all these things, right? When all this stuff starts to turn your life, it's not about just my life. At that moment and in those moments, that's when it's time to turn and reach out your hand and grab somebody else and bring them along too. Give them that same thing that you got. Give them the opportunity to be the best version of them, even when they're down in the dumps, even when they're feeling bad. You have that opportunity, but it starts with you. It starts with you living to your optimal self. And that's what this is about. So this is your opportunity, right? If you read this or you saw this or you heard this and somebody gave it to you, tell them thank you and you share it with somebody else. Because I tell you this every day. There's somebody in your world that I don't know. that we at Optimal Self don't know. But they will have the opportunity. If you share it with them, they have the opportunity to see it. And maybe there's something that clicks. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's another one. Maybe it's one from before. Maybe it's another day. But if we stay in this together and we keep progressing and we keep sharing, that one of them is going to hit and somebody's going to get that benefit. And that comes back to you. That's how we pay this forward, right? I gave this analogy at my grandmother's funeral. Nana, rest in peace. Miss you every day. One of the greatest women ever. Those of you guys that are watching this that knew Nana, you know what I'm saying, right? Just a beautiful soul. And at her funeral, I said, today we bury her, and today she physically goes into the ground or into her little tomb or whatever the heck that was. But what I was saying is this: what we're really doing is we're dropping her. Imagine all of you right now. I want you to envision a lake and a water, some bed of water that you know, and it's just perfect, just the perfect glass, right? You have the opportunity in your sharing and you're giving this to somebody else is that little tiny pebble that we all are on this earth, dropping it in. Imagine what that looks like when that pebble hits the water and all those ripples go out for as far as the eye can see. Think about that. This is your opportunity to be that little pebble and to have this ripple go on forever, long past any one of us is walking this earth. But we got to share it. We got to talk about it. We got to build this community big enough that it lives long beyond us. And we share it with each other. And we give people the opportunity to have a positive experience and to live to their optimal self. All right? That's what I got for you today. Be that pebble, be that ripple effect. Pay it forward, pay it back, whatever it looks like to you. And let's challenge each other to be the best version of ourselves. All right? As always, please jump over to optimalself.today, get yourself pre registered, and please like, please share. We appreciate it. I appreciate it to the bottom of my heart. So I want you guys to have an incredible evening. And guess what? I'll see you tomorrow.